long does this work? Well, almost completely missed the next race I'm doing. Hello everyone, I am BowserJrXD and welcome to the Malaysian Grand Prix. Race 19 of 20 for MotoGP in 2024. Might have been the last race had they not stepped in because of the flooding in Valencia. I can't find the god. Oh wait, I'm trying to find the goddamn. Here we go. Damn, what did I miss? I guess well, I already missed it by a few. Jorge Martin takes the lead, 17 to go. I believe it's a 20-lap event. Bagnaia, oh! Well, Bagnaia was 28 points behind Jorge Martin at the start of the race. If Martin can beat Bagnaia by 9 points today, Martin will be the champion. Damn. Jorge Martin, number 89, looking for his first championship. Bagnaia looking for his third. And that is awesome battling. Marc Marquez is in third, right behind the front two. Oh, man. And totally behind that is the teammate to Martin, Franco Morbidelli. Two cars are out, which are the two factory KTM riders, Brad Binder and Jack Miller.
Marc Marquez will be loving the show, just sat there. He's got the best seat in the house at the moment, and I think he's just waiting to pick up the pieces. Well, if that were to happen,
yeah, I think I fell asleep.
If it remains the same, it would go round to the
only
final
just
round.
managed to wake up.
From Bagnaia to try and get the drive again down towards turn 15, and they both attack this corner. You teed it up before the race, saying this is one of the trickiest corners in MotoGP.
Down the front stretch.
He's got it wrong on a couple of occasions, and again.
Oh, near contact again.
On the camber, on the outside. And Bagnaia comes back to lead. Martin, it's millimetres between them as they come out of the corner. The front to back wheel again. And Bagnaia now leads once more. And here comes Martin. He's got to the inside. He's got the track position. But Bagnaia is so
one of the things that's been making this so much fun is because Sepang has two long straightaways, and they've been making a lot of their passes there. A lot of tight turns overall. Yeah, that's also why there were so many back and forth passes. I got. Alright, let me adjust the.
Having to just break deep in every single corner, he's working him hard all the while. Marc Marquez is just sat behind thinking, I can't believe what I'm seeing here. Here's Martin again, that little bit of a wider line. Tell you what, no one's saving tyres at the front, are they? No one's thinking about, will I have any tyre left? I mean,
they just don't want to lose the lead. This could decide the championship. Especially if one of them falls.
Your opponent to the next corner. It says 16 laps to go, and says that, you know, it's 3 down. But we're on lap 4. Surely that will be anyway. It's 19-lap race. Just
19 laps, okay.
We've had people miscalculate things earlier today without giving anything away.
Sepang is a long-ass track too. I think it's over 3 miles.
Wider line as he comes through 12. On this occasion,
oh wow!
He's going to do the cutback to get a really good exit, late apex. It's a superb corner that. I think he's just too far back on this occasion. Yeah, he is. The helicopter shows us as they go down towards 15. We've been provided with a blockbuster start to this Malaysian Grand Prix. And into the final corner. Marc Marquez hanging on the 23 Ducati. He says he's losing about 0.4 of a second on these two straights. Right, well, they cross the line now. My calculation is 14 to go, or maybe it's 15 to go. Now, top left, I'm just wondering about the timing. Jorge Martin's just taking a moment off here, isn't he? Having a little breather. Yeah, well, I don't know if he's got a choice. What happened there? Bagnaia set the fastest lap of the race, 0.2 of a second faster. There's Enea Bastianini, where is he now? He's still behind Frankie Morbidelli. He's right on Morbidelli's tail. I'm just wondering are the riders getting involved here.
Bagnaia, fastest lap
Yeah, he does. Looking at
start.
Bastianini's pace, he's about 0.6, 0.7 of a second a lap down, so it doesn't look like he's got it this weekend. 59.1, a new lap record in this one for
The gap
Pecco Bagnaia, but
from
Marquez
Martin
last year, so maybe
to
the pace
Bagnaia,
could
that
be
gap
little bit higher. And Bagnaia
definitely
has
gotten
just
bigger
been
by a
the
couple
battling to get
tenths.
the pace lower than what you might expect. Yeah, Bagnaia's going to a bit of a rhythm now. Do you reckon Jorge Martin's just
The worst thing you can do if you're the trailing team or boat or
yeah, I think so. Click some laps off,
trailing
then
bike
see what happens.
is to let Bagnaia to the lead because he tends to open up a gap that's so large he can just manage his tires and win pretty easily.
We have had some action in those early laps, haven't we, Neil? I mean, cigarette papers between them. Onto the back straight we go for Pecco Bagnaia. The gap just extending at the moment, out to 7 tenths, but I don't think this race is run just yet.
I was so exhausted getting up, it only just occurred to me how late I was trying to start the stream. Oh my god. 1:59, 1:18, the new fastest lap.
On Friday afternoon into turn 1 did Jorge Martin. Oh, I thought Bastianini was going to have a look then at Morbidelli. Morbidelli's had a much better weekend.
Today, Bastianini.
Martin did go with the medium, the harder front.
Well, I think earlier I said, I don't know if I said Morbidelli was Jorge Martin's teammate. I might have said he was Bagnaia's teammate. But Morbidelli is, of course, Martin's teammate. Bastianini is Bagnaia's teammate, and that's the closest battle going on right now.
Marquez is keeping
Oh my God.
honest. Didn't expect him really to have the pace today. No, he did make a step though yesterday, didn't he? Yeah, he did. I expected more, probably from someone like Enea.
I did. So I saw on their on the MotoGP website the statement saying that they will be not racing at Valencia and they will be trying to find a 20th race. So this is not the end for the year.
Of course, with 14 laps to go, Bastianini will be like, this is at the point where he starts to wake up, gets a little bit
as it stands right now, the championship would go on to the final race.
As we know. So it's now lap 6 of 19, halfway.
Flag, sector 3. All right. Zone mirror has wrecked.
Too many of them this year for him. Looks like
we're going again.
Yeah, it's the classic corner. Just going to see where the other Hondas are. Zarco's in 12th position, 7 seconds back. And then you've got Luca Marini in 17th and Taka Nakagami in 18th. If it finishes this way, we go to the final round in Barcelona in 2 weeks, or maybe 3 weeks. They haven't actually confirmed a date, but it will be Barcelona. With a 24-point gap between them.
Bastianini did make the pass on Morbidelli.
Pretty much dominated the weekend in Barcelona, but crashed out in the sprint. Yeah, he was. He was so in control. He crashed out of the sprint on the last lap, if you remember. He'd got a comfortable lead, and actually he braked earlier into turn 5, and down he went. And things didn't go great for Martin on that day, did they? No, he's had one of his worst days of the year. Yeah, he was 4th, wasn't he, in the sprint race, and then he finished 2nd, I think, in the Grand Prix. And that was with 4th, with Binder, Fernandez, and Bagnaia crashing out in front of him. Bagnaia setting a rare old pace at this stage of the race. He's getting to that 1.1 seconds that we've seen him manage in the past. He'd love to get it out to 2, and then he can really control things. What he isn't doing, Neil, I suppose he can't afford to, is backing them up. No, we thought that was going to be one of his options. Let's see if he gets this weekend out of the way, if he can win the race. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when we get to Barcelona. We know the track's going to be cold. It's going to be very, very difficult conditions at the end of November. Grip, what will that mean for the grip? Should be perhaps better if it's colder. Yeah, it's a low grip, real low grip track, Barcelona, isn't it? And it's a... Morbidelli's gone down turn 9.
Do it.
Looks like... Same
Oh,
as-
Morbidelli has
The
wrecked.
exact same crash. We've seen a
Then
lot
it
of
slid
riders
right
wreck
to the outside of the track. I mean, you know, I think it looks like it was in the
Martin's
paint,
just chipping away at
but
that
definitely
lead
off the
at
asphalt.
this stage of the race.
Joan Mers now listed as out. What I also see is that, well, I'll probably go down in a bit, but when Morbidelli wrecked, he hasn't been passed by the two. Oh! Oh. Mark Marquez. Oh, he wrecked out. He's still going. Still,
it's an awful corner. I know they've designed
so he's
it
going
on
again.
purpose. It was designed more for Formula One. Well, originally Tilke,
Damn.
Sean Azzavelli came over, didn't he? Yeah, and they were hoping it'd just allow for more passes. But
I thought it was
big
Martin
negative
for a minute, like,
on
oh
a
my
hairpin
god.
corner at the end of a 200-mile-an-hour straight. So another crash for Mark Marquez.
So
too many of those.
Morbidelli did get going, and either one got passed. So there are two riders in the field that are not the full-time drivers. One is the one who's been around, Lorenzo Savadori, who has been running in place of Miguel Oliveira for Trackhouse. The other is Andrea Iannone, who was actually banned from MotoGP for 4 years following, I think, a failed drug test. I think that he's running in place of Fabio Di Giannantonio, who's basically abandoned the season because he has to get, I think, shoulder surgery.
Bit of calm down in the Pramac Racing garage.
So we're at lap 8 of 19 at the moment.
Place in a battle, basically for 4th. Yeah, with Alex Marquez and Pedro Costa. Yeah, and Alex Rins is having a good race as well. He's in 8th place, battling with Vinales for 7th. Vinales a former winner here in MotoGP. That's the corner that Jorge Martin made 2 or 3 moves on early on in the race. I mean, I loved it. I absolutely loved those opening laps. We were on our feet.
Man, bring me back to the opening lap. That was a great thing to kind of wake up and turn on to. Like, you know, I mean, that was, you know, obviously opening laps are like that, but still.
The element of risk was so high, and it's
all right, lap number 9.
Martin in that position, because if you go down and you're braking on the inside of your opponent and you take him down, then you go to the final.
Probably would have. I would have been awake for the whole race if not for goddamn daylight savings. I forgot about
10 points or less. It looks like it's going to be over 20.
I forgot about the extra hour and it screwed me up.
Who knows what conditions we'll get at
I fell asleep, I think, with 10 minutes before I was going to start streaming.
But we will get a final round of the championship, it looks like, at the Barcelona Catalunya circuit. We're not even
I think I'm fully lucid
of this race just yet.
But I think I'm fully awake now. Of course, then I'll just head back to sleep after this is over.
I think so. We've got to this point. There's only 2 riders sub 2-minute laps. Now, bear in mind, pole position was a 56.3. So you've got your leader.
Okay. Bassini now in the podium position.
Fabio Quartararo switched his front tyre. He's gone with the medium front in this restart, which is interesting.
No, because actually,
Alex Rins, which we don't see a lot of. Every time I see him on track, I just look at his handlebars and think, look how long they look. It is like
12, 42, 5.
When you see down at pit lane, it looks bizarre.
2.
But he's had his injuries. He's obviously needs that and a bit more leverage. These bikes are physical. John Zarco having a good ride on the LCR Honda. He's passed second into 9th place.
Oh, I was wondering when I realized I had Morbidelli's bike still in there. There we go.
That could be on the side of the factory bikes next year, which would be cool to see. A lot of history, of course.
All right, 10 laps to go. We're on
Superbikes too.
Wait. Yeah, we're on lap 10. All right. Bagnaia leads by 1.5 seconds.
Gap at the front. Just got out to 1.58 as well. Yeah.
Just glad this is the last.
Feels like
well,
this race has settled into the rhythm.
early morning
Martin
start
just
for
needs to keep it
MotoGP
on
this year.
two
F1's
wheels,
got one
and
more.
He will have a huge advantage going to that final round in Barcelona.
And F2, I think, has a couple as well.
Are
It's not going
twofold,
to be
aren't
fun
they,
for me.
in this position? Ride easy, tendency to make mistakes, and I say easy. Ride just off the limit that you've been making for yourself can lead to mistakes.
Yeah, can lead to lack of concentration. Your mind can wander. You can make a mistake, miss an apex.
What about what he revealed to us earlier this weekend, Neil, about him chatting every single day to a sports psychologist?
For a long period of time? He said he's been, I've said it before, he's really impressed me this year as Jorge Martin. He's been open and honest. He always says how nervous he is, and he's more nervous away from the track. It's constantly sort of in his head. Oh, bashing in his
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that's more than wide. That's off the track. I mean, the Vessanini's held on, but you know it's not a pretty corner for anybody to go off that far. All right.
Probably 5 years ago, you
that is
really
not
get a
start
rider
finish
saying
line.
that, oh yeah, well, I'm speaking to my psychologist.
Someone's looking at the damn
trying to
track.
try and keep
Figure out which straightaway they're on. Where the start finish line is. Okay, I think now we're at 9 to go. So last 11.
It has worked. It has worked so well.
Oh wait, I forgot this damn lap count on the bottom right.
Dig or anything. Basically saying, yeah, Saturdays they have been the key. It's fair to say the arrival of sprints has had a big say in the outcome of this championship. I mean, last year Martin had the edge on Saturdays, but it wasn't enough. This year, it has been the key. On Sundays themselves, Bagnaia obviously has 9 wins to 3. He's got 19 more points than Martin. In fact, if it was just Sunday's race, and I know it's buts and maybes, but he'd now be going to the final round with 25 on the table with a 24-point advantage if things stay the same.
Yeah, it's been the Saturdays. And what it is not just the Saturdays, it's the Fridays, I think, that have let Bagnaia down. I think he's not quite as explosive. He doesn't get up to speed as much. He's slightly behind, and I'm saying he's slightly behind the man who's just an absolute
Thinking about in previous years, no, previous years, previous year, I think it was 21. It was Bagnaia battling Fabio Quartararo for the championship. This is the year before Bagnaia won the championship. It was a late season wreck on his own where the championship battle just ended because it would have been impossible for Bagnaia to make up the points deficit. Technically, we're in that scenario now. Well, likely, assuming that Martin can finish where he is. If there's a DNF by Bagnaia, it'd be over immediately. Because I don't think Martin would run any risk. At that point, you just need to get 90 points.
There's what's going to be 8 laps
and then,
to go, and
you have your leads insurmountable.
I believe there's still 8 laps to go.
With the 1 race to go, including the sprint.
It's that hot.
All right, lap number 12, 8 to go. We see a good pass there. Is that, I think, Johan Zarco on Alex Rins? It's battling Bezecchi, too.
We saw all the different lines there, didn't we? Through 15.
Wow, Augusto Fernandez battling for that position. Well, no, but I thought he passed Rins. Rins is just way farther up ahead of that.
Betts has talked about this constantly throughout the year, hasn't he?
It's a good battle. That's what we hope for from the front.
It's been one of the big talking points of this weekend as well.
Or it's one of those drivers, Augusto Fernandez, running 11th. He has no ride next year. His, I'm trying to remember who's going to be on Tech 3. Neither Fernandez nor Acosta are sticking around.
With the new Michelin rear that they brought out this year, it has changed the way the bike feels. He doesn't like it. He's never been able to get a grips with it.
So they got Maverick Vinales and Enea Bastianini. Okay.
The man who won Grand Prix races last year, like you said, finished 3rd.
No, he still got to have some experience there.
Looking like he could fight for a world title. Oh, he's up the inside here.
no. Zarco closed the door. Who has got a grip of the front end, hasn't he?
Yeah, do you know what I see with Bezzecchi? Whenever we see him on track, certainly in race situations, he makes so many mistakes. So many.
Looking at Zarco in ninth, I'm thinking
is,
about
8 laps to go. He's
poor
second
Honda.
place.
I mean,
he's 16 seconds down.
without Marc Marquez, they're completely useless. Like, that bike is so slow. I think it's gotten so bad that Repsol is leaving the factory Honda team. You know, in fact, the factory Honda team is the worst team. It's just kind of pathetic. We've got 5 manufacturers.
So what, it's a long race for Andrea and
really,
was looking further back.
Really Ducati, Yamaha, Honda.
He said it was exhausting. I don't know how I'm
You got 5 manufacturers. 2 of them are basically crap. Those being Yamaha and
So he's
Honda.
about 2.5 seconds off, which is really respectable.
Ducati's
but
won,
in a battle with,
I think, all but one of the races thus far. Most of those been between 3 drivers.
Right on board with Bez, little short shift through turn 3. Looks like a lovely corner to ride.
All right, 7 to go. 13. Well, we're on lap 13.
You can slide through there. In fact, it was
Let me
better when the
update the
electronics
running
weren't
order,
quite
see if
as good.
anything's
You remember
changed.
the early phase of MotoGP with Nicky Hayden going around there. Gary McCoy smoking the bike.
It's on a dip, isn't it? A little bowl base. It looks beautiful.
Franco Morbidelli has run back into the points. 5th and 15th.
Said he'd been finally gone back to a setting that he's comfortable
Well,
with.
Prima Premac. I mean, I just called Yamaha one of the 2 crappy manufacturers along with Honda, which, so of course, Prima Premac Racing, Jorge Martin's current team, the one that's going for a driver's championship, a rider's championship, is switching to Yamaha next year. Well, good thing that Martin got the hell out of Dodge with that one. Although, you tell me how much Aprilia Racing is an upgrade from that.
Next year, he'll have a much better year.
Got 1 win on the year. And that was Coda back in March, I think. Or April, I don't remember.
Yeah, as did every Honda rider.
All right, lap number 14. We have 6 to go.
Tell you what, Pedro, he spent some time racing around the Sepang circuit. The sprint, he was glued, the whole of the sprint race, glued to the back of Jack Miller. Wasn't able to make a pass, even though he tried, and it's the same again with Alex Marquez. Just not quite been close enough to stick his foot wheeling.
Alex Marquez, of course, who was on the podium here 1 year ago and won the sprint. So obviously a place that he loves to come back to. Very similar lap times at the front. 2 minutes, 0.2 for Bagnaia, 2 minute, 0.2 from Martin. And they've just settled into
that
a
in the Prima Premac garage.
Tense times down there in Jorge Martin's garage as he swoops around turn 6. This is just a ride now. Just has to keep his focus for the next few laps. What has happened though is we've got another little sting in the tail, haven't we? A little twist. After winning yesterday, it's gone one way, and yet again, it's going to go back the other. 24 points the gap.
And that's, get ready for this, what I'm going to say, and you're still not sleeping well if you're Jorge Martin. There's 2 races, we know there's 37 points up for grabs. If you crash out, if Martin crashes out the sprint race, a cold Barcelona in a few weeks' time, and Bagnaia wins it, you're going into that last race where, you know, you're all of a sudden.
I still wonder where they're going to be racing. Formula E was supposed to race at the circuit, test the circuit that's got flooded. The circuit car was Formula in Valencia, also where MotoGP was supposed to be. They moved to the Circuit del Jarama in Madrid. Maybe they'll do the same. MotoGP already races, plan race 4 times a year, and in Spain, as we now have 5 to go, at Sepang, maybe they'll run in Italy somewhere. Imagine like a MotoGP race at Monza. They already run Imola for the San Marino Grand Prix, and the Mugello for the Italian Grand Prix.
He would be a worthy world
For
champion.
Jarama, I mentioned for Spain. They run Catalunya for the Catalan Grand Prix, Jerez for the Spanish Grand Prix, and Motorland Aragon for the Aragon Grand Prix. They got a lot of options. Especially consider they don't really touch the F1 tracks, but. You know, I mean, at this point, you're looking for an emergency venue.
Close by a couple of tenths.
Take what you get.
Yeah, I smiled to myself thinking, surely not.
There you go again. Are we set for a grandstand finish? Let's have a see.
We'll know with the next split.
It's coming again, another 10th.
Yeah, so we're down 3 tenths on this lap.
Okay. With the gap at 1.8, it was
That's a wonder on
across the
MotoGP
line.
is fourth
Remember,
sector instead
different
of 3.
front tyres in the bikes here.
See, a point that I didn't see before is that Jorge Martin and Pecco Bagnaia have different tire loadouts. But they both have, I think if I'm reading this right, it's a medium rear tire, but Bagnaia has a front soft tire, whereas Jorge Martin has a front medium tire, which is why, looking at the gaps, it appears that Martin is catching up to Bagnaia on the long run. He's gained back like 4/10 of about half a second
Well, Pecco Bagnaia is going to need to hurry up from his team here.
in the last lap.
If he wants to keep this championship alive, he's going to have to dig back into those reserves. There was a well of him at the start of this race, but he's going to have to go back down straight away. He gets the message. 1.6 all of a sudden is the gap. And it was Bagnaia's
1.5 is the gap. 222, 320. Yeah, that's, I think, almost 2/3 of a second a lap. Yeah, Jorge Martin was about 2/3 of a second a lap faster that last lap. The number 89 is coming.
Surely not.
To the defending number 1.
Surely not. I'm staring at the,
Also, for those not to know, if Bagnaia were to lose the championship, he'd have to go back to his previous number, which is 63.
It couldn't be, could it? Are we going to see a slow-mo tire?
Ooh, look at the, you can see a bit of the, it's not awful, but I can see like some of the, some of the decay on the front tire.
Closing that gap back, but has he got more tire? Again, he chips a little bit more away.
4 to go. The first sector was a lot better for Bagnaia than his last first sector. You think he only had a 1/10 of the loss. That being said, so far in this lap, a 1/10 is still the gain for Martin.
Wow, that could have been the Bagnaia moment from yesterday. Then suddenly, it's not 24 points. Suddenly, the gap's at 4.
Yeah, I thought that. I had a horrible feeling.
What happened?
Let's watch it. Did he lose the front or was he just wide? Yeah, just wide.
Wide and a bit hot. Perhaps.
Wide in the turn. That might have so a mistake by Jorge Martin. It looks like that has cost the chance to catch back up and try and get those 5 points back. 0.8 of a second slower that sector.
You're all right. Second is good.
Like it would take some monster laps.
Let's look at what it says. Focus. What's he doing?
Yeah, the slower in the fourth sector too, as we now have 3 to go.
Round 19 out of 20. We've been all over the world. Come on. You've really got one hand and a couple of fingers on this world title. Don't throw it away. Does it fold or is it just wide? Yeah. It does well.
At least it didn't wreck. That's the most important part.
He sort of picks the bike up at the right point.
Little shake of the head. And I think that might have just rattled his noggin about as if to give himself a wake-up call. Wide again. It's a little bit wide there.
I think the red button keeps being pressed.
Stop it, you. Stop it. We are ever since he announced he's going to Aprilia, we have said here, and we are more than happy to be proved wrong this season. We said there's no way Ducati let this happen. There's no way they let the rider go into Aprilia next year, beat the factory man. There's no way they let an independent team do it. Well, it looks to me like Ducati have just let them race, let them get on with it, and it looks like we're going to
It'd be pretty suspect if the customer teams are getting sabotaged just because their driver's beating the factory back driver.
Yeah, they've done the decent
Because,
thing.
you know, there are 4 Ducati teams in MotoGP. 4. I mean, I mentioned them just based on previous starting lineups, but it's Ducati Lenovo team is the factory team. Then let's say we have customer team 1 at number 1, Prima Racing. Then the other 2, Bersini Racing and Pergamina Enduro VR46 racing team. Those are like the 1B Ducati teams, because they get the old Ducati, like the previous year's bike. Anyway, we're now coming to 2 to go.
Brigade would have been going wild.
And imagine it obviously being a genuine problem, some issue. Nobody would ever believe it. And also, if you're Jorge Martin, you would never believe it. For the rest of your life. I mean, he's going to Aprilia next year.
I'm annoyed that I'll probably have to watch the sprint
It's going to be difficult for him to win a world
for whenever this race happens, just so I don't miss the possibility of the champion being crowned. I don't like watching sprints. They don't count towards your win total. They give less points. They're shorter. I loathe the fact they were added, I think, just to shoehorn in more racing. I think it undermines the importance of the Sunday race.
There's still 2 laps to go, so I bet that's it. I was going to say,
I guess I'll be watching the one for whatever the replacement race is.
Still remaining. Fuel shouldn't be an issue. Not with a lap shorter race.
To make some adjustments.
I'll remind you, there was a red flag on the first start. And then we got a barnstorming couple of laps in the restart as Bagnaia and Martin duked it out on their Ducatis. We were treated.
I don't know what happened to Raul Fernandez. He's out of the points. And Marc Marquez passed Franco Verdelli and is also in the points.
The race has settled in to a familiar pattern with Bagnaia managing a gap back to Martin, as we've seen on a number of occasions in the Sunday races.
I'm going to be really interested to hear the interviews after. They'll have enjoyed that scrap at the beginning. So this will be Bagnaia's 10th Grand Prix win of the season.
10th win. It'd be more than the last 2 years. Anyway, what? No, wait.
Yeah.
That's not. I got mixed up again on which straight had the start-finish one. It's the next straight.
I have a question though, from a purist point of view.
All right, here we go. White flag is out. Last lap at Sepang. About a 3-second lead for Bagnaia, who has won by far the most races this year. And yet still, by all projections, well, by the only projection that matters, the point standings, will trail Jorge Martin by 24 points heading into the final round.
Just a little aside.
Not unbeatable, but still an uphill battle. Given that 37 points is the max up for grabs. But even if Bagnaia were to win both of them, if Martin came in second for both the sprint and the feature race or the Grand Prix, that's only 6 points gained. Oh, wait. No, 9 points gained. But still, not 24.
Just looking further back, yeah, Mark's just passed Luca Marini, and that's got him another point. So now he's equal with Enea Bastianini for 3rd in the championship as it stands. So that's going to be...
You do maths on that.
You know me. So that's going to be quite interesting going into the last round.
How did you get an abacus into your carry-on baggage?
I took my shoes and socks off, I saw that.
Yeah, that'll be great, won't it? That means that battle's not being done. Bastianini said, I will not help Pecco at all. And Davide Tardozzi confirmed that he didn't expect he or Marquez to help out. But at a track that goes well
final
for Bagnaia,
sector.
it goes well for Marquez, actually.
All you got to do is get down this straightaway, make one more left turn, and then he's home free.
But it will happen. And it will be battle for the championship.
Capping off the Asian sprint. We're just seeing the lead fluctuate a couple times, sometimes up, sometimes down. But here comes the young Italian going for his 28th career win. Pecco Bagnaia wins the Malaysian Grand Prix. Martin second, Bastianini third, Marquez fourth, Acosta fifth, Quartararo sixth, Viñales seventh, Rins eighth, Bezecchi ninth, Augusto Fernandez 10th, Zarco 11th, Espargaro 12th, Marc Marquez 13th, Franco Morbidelli or Marc Marquez 12th, Aleix Espargaro 13th, 14th to Franco Morbidelli, and 15th to Luca Marini. 24-point gap. One more battle, and wherever they have race number 20. All right, and that does it for that. For anyone who actually managed to wake up for this, I commend you. Again, so that, I think I don't remember off the top of my head. I'll have to double check real quick. Right, so, well, we don't even know when the race is going to be, you know, because of, again, floods. So, once we find out when the last race is, it'll be, I think that'll be one heck of a race to watch. But thanks to everyone who showed up. See you later for, if I wake up for it, the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, and if not that, Cup at Martinsville. BowserJrXD signing off. Have a good one. Let me just update this. Actually, no, hold on a minute. Wait, all right, here we go. Now, have a good one.